Hallo und herzlich willkommen zu einer weiteren Folge Fate's Day Night Remastered. Und ja, Shiro hat sich ja jetzt dazu entschieden, mit Saber auf ein Date zu gehen. Mal sehen, was das dann jetzt wird. So, Ilias Viel has not yet awoken.
まだ眠ったままよ。あの様子なら目を覚ますのにもうしばらくかかりそうだけど、今日はそれが幸いしたわね。イリア、起きてればシローの後について回って邪魔してただろうし。
そうですね。今までのようにシローに同行されてはたまらない。昨夜はああなってしまいましたが、今日からは本気で残るマスターを探すのです。シローにはイリアス・フィールに構っている余裕はありません。
ああ、そっちの邪魔じゃないんだけど、まあいいか。
Ja, ich find drin so geil.
私が言っても仕方ないし、これはシローとセーバーの問題だし。
Tosaka laughs mischievously.
私とシローの問題ですか？
We finished breakfast, and it seems like a good time to leave. Saber is ready to look for masters, but I'm determined to execute my plan as well. I just need to be a man and tell her. About that, Saber. We're going to go to the neighboring town today. If you have to get ready, I want you to do it now.
マスター探しですか？それでしたら隣町ではなく郊外の方が確実だと思いますが。
That's not what we are doing. The two of us are going to go out and have fun today, so there's no point in us going to the suburbs.
は？
Oh, this is so geil. Saber freezes. I try to ignore the sound of Tosaka trying and largely failing to control her laughter behind me. I will get her for that later.
シロー、それはどういう意味でしょうか？遊びに行くとはシローとリンではなく、
If I'm going, you are the only one who could come with me, Saber. Tosaka is going to stay back and watch Ilya. So she has nothing to do with us, with this.
何をバカな。私とシローが隣町を探索したところで成果は薄い。そのようなことをしても意味がない。一体何をしようというのですか、あなたは。
Saber's pretty clearly frustrated. I kind of figured something like this would happen. But things are looking even bleaker than I thought. Since she clearly thinks we're going out to town to search for masters. This is rough, I'm being really clear, but you still don't get it, Saber. I'm trying to ask you on a date. I ignore Tosaka's stare as I speak to Saber. I'm not sure how much Saber understands.
そのような言い方ではわかりません。具体的な内容を提示してくれませんか、シロー。
She looks even more irritated. And suddenly it's like a switch flips in my head. There's no sense beating around the bush here. It would be best if I were just blunt with her.
シロー、街に出るというのなら従いますが、デートをしようとはどういうことなのか説明してください。いくらこの時代に慣れていると言っても、私にも知らない単語はあります。あまり専門的な略語は使わないでほしい。
Ich finde den Hintergrund mit drin so geil. It's not really a technical term. I can teach you if you don't know, but a date is when someone goes out and has fun with a girl.
は？
Saber goes completely still.
女の子とは私のことを言っているのでしょうか？
She is dazed now, muttering. When I nod yes, Saber looks even more confused.
言葉の意味は分かりましたが、意図が全く分かりません。そんなことをする理由は何ですか？
I wasn't expecting this question. I mean, I know what the point of a date is, but now that I'm on the spot and Sarah wants me to explain it to her face, well...
ああ、もうそんならしくない単語を使うから勘違いさせるのよ。デートなんて言わずに、もっと分かりやすい言葉で説明すればいいのに。いい？セイバー。デートってのはね、要するに合いびきのことなの。
Weil halt Trist ja auch so viel einfach zu verstehen ist als Date. Okay, Trist ist natürlich der Begriff aus ihrer Vergangenheit, das heißt für sie ist das leichter zu verstehen, aber ich weiß nicht, ob Shiro den Begriff unbedingt kennt.
シロは遊びに行くって言うけど、つまるところ男の子が好きな女の子にアピールするチャンスってわけ。
Good. I cough loud. Tosaka may be right, but I am pretty confident that a date and a tryst are two very different things. Yeah. But I don't think it's worth mentioning. From her reaction, it's like Saber finally understands what a date is. Exactly, Saber. We're going to head to town and we're not going to fight. We can't fight during the day anyway, because there are people around. So there should be no problem with us spending the day however we want.
それはそうですが、しかしあまりに意味がありません。そのようなことをしてもシロには何ら得るものがないのではありませんか。
That's not entirely true, and I wouldn't mind if it were. I've decided to spend the day with you, Saber, so don't worry about me. We're going to go out to town, and that's that. Nothing you say will change in my mind, Saber. I look her straight in the eye. Saber ponders for a while, looking serious.
では、私が反対した場合でも、シロは一人で街に出ると。
Yep, I'm definitely going, or everything I spent all night thinking about will have been a waste.
それでは、私が付き添わないわけにはいきません。サーバントとして、マスターを一人にすることはできないのですから。
After taking a deep breath, Saber answers in a usual manner. Okay, that could have gone better, but at least I've managed to convince Zack to come out. I shouldn't sweat in the small stuff at this point.
いってらっしゃい。お土産よろしくね。
As we step outside, I make a rude gesture at Tosaka since she made fun of me until the very end.
それで、具体的にはこれからどうするのですか、シロ。
Well, let's just head to the neighboring town. We will catch the bus at the intersection. The hilly path is unusually quiet. It's a little past 9 in the morning on a weekday, and the town is starting to come alive. But it must be a little early to be heading out somewhere. There's no one on the road. It's like we have the road to ourselves. Now that I think about it, I don't feel guilty about skipping school anymore. I've been cooped up in the house these past few days.
当然でしょう。シロはマスターなのですから、おいそれと出歩く方がおかしいのです。
Saber's tone is sharp. Saber following behind me is nothing new, but it feels different. I feel this immense pressure directed at me, and that's putting it mildly. I can tell Saber's going to be tough to handle. We get on the bus. It would have been stuffed with people about an hour ago, but there's only a handful of people using it now. The only people on the bus are old women with children, so it feels like we have the place to ourselves. Saber, let's sit at the very back. I call out to Saber, who for some reason tries to sit at the front of the bus, and lead her to the widest area at the back. Das ist schon irgendwie ein geniales Bild, finde ich. Saber quietly looks out over the passing scenery. I steal a glance at her and realize how crazy I am for what I'm trying to do today. Taking the bus to a nearby town is an ordinary thing for me, but here, in this ordinary place, something extraordinary is happening. Or, well, I'm finding myself questioning whether I'm actually doing this full date thing, and my mind starts spinning and whirling like some complex cube puzzle. Ah, crap, I'm getting really nervous. It's kind of getting out of control. I take a deep breath to calm myself down so Saber won't notice. But then, and I know this is stupid, I take another look at Saber. My heart skips a beat. I hardly recognize Saber as she sits next to me. Or, well, it is less that I don't recognize her than it is that the situation itself is unrecognizable. It makes me realize that she is something else. She is different. I didn't realize it when we were at home. This ordinary, everyday life seems to me like it's becoming something entirely new and different just because Saber is here. Her golden blonde hair, her green eyes, those alone are enough to make her overwhelmingly beautiful. It hadn't really crossed my mind, since I never had much to compare her to. I remember the first time I met Saber. I must have been avoiding her because I was too embarrassed to admit that I was admiring Saber. No matter what Saber says, to me, she is a girl before she's a swordsman. I didn't know how to react to her, and I didn't understand my feelings for her. I have to admit, I know I sound stupid. I've developed trust and affection for Saber, past the point of no return, and now I've decided to go on a date with her. The order of events is all backward. Now as I get off the bus, I finally realize what a big deal it is to go on a date with the girl I like. But that is okay. I can only give it my all, so I can't very well take it all back and cover in fear now. I calm myself and try to shake off my ridiculous apprehension. The bus crosses the bridge and drives towards the development area and its masses of tall buildings. I breathe out, almost whistling, and ready myself. The familiar bus announcement tells us that we have arrived at Shinto Station. It's only 9 in the morning, but the area around the station is already busy. Most of the shops don't open until around 10 o'clock, but cafes and smaller bookshops are starting to open up. There are already more people here than you would expect in Myanmar, even if it were a weekend. We get off the bus and Saber looks around the area displeased. I don't blame her. She hasn't really agreed to the whole date thing, and everyone is staring at her now. I doubt she laughs at. Crap, I should have figured this might happen if I brought Saber here in the morning, but this discomfort is bound to follow us around all day. The only cure for this I can think of is Saber enjoying herself so much she forgets all the awkwardness. Alright, I smack my fist into my hand and look over to Saber. Saber, before we start, is there anywhere you would like to go? We came all the way out here, so we can do whatever you want today.
さあ、別にこれといって興味のある場所はありませんから。そもそも私にそのような選択をする知識はありません。
Are you sure? Well, this is going to be tough. Then I really do just have to wing it. If you don't want to go anywhere and I don't know where to go, things are looking kinda grim.
まさかとは思うのですが、何の計画も立てていないのですか、シロ。
Well, I have some plans, but they are all a little light on details. For the time being, let's just hit up as many shops as we can. That's kinda hard too. I know some stores I would enjoy, but I have no idea what girls like. Honestly, if I had known this would happen to me someday, it would have been smart to go out with a girl from class at least once.
まったく反論するわけではありませんが、シロはどうかしています。休憩を取ろうという考えはまだいい。ですが、その休憩すら明確な予定を立てていないとは何事ですか。
Crap, now Saber is in lecturing mode. This is the first time she's ever given me such an earful outside the dojo. She wasn't into this from the start, and I figured all the people staring at her wouldn't help, but I didn't realize it would be this bad.
かねてからあなたの見積もりの甘さには一言したかったのです。あなたは周りのことは目に入ってるくせに、どうも自身に対する扱いが存在です。結果、齟齬を埋めるためにあなた自身が対価を払わなくてはならなくなる。と聞いているのですか、シロ。
Bottom line is that you don't understand why you're here, right, Saber? I know those places I'm going to take you will bore you, so I don't blame you for not liking it.
いえ、そういうことではなく、私は今はこのようなことをしている場合ではないと。
I know that, but I'm also ignoring that since I've already decided to spend all day with you on a date, Saber. I'm not going to change my mind, no matter what you say, that's that. I look straight at Saber. The only thing Saber can do is look back at me in shock. But if you have something to say, I will at least hear you out. I'm sure you have things to say, and I would appreciate if you told me now. That way we won't have to worry about holding back later on. If you say you don't want to go on a date with me, I will think of something else we can do.
いえ、何もそこまでする必要はないと言いますか。私はその。
It's odd seeing Saber at a loss for words. Well, if you have nothing to say, then let's go. You don't get to get mad about where we go, since you don't have any requests. Maybe we should go to the aquarium. I hear those are popular. That sounds good. So I grab Saber's hand.
シロ、文句はありませんが、何も手をつかむ必要はないのではありませんか。
Oh. Well, we're wasting time here, so we are going to run a bit. And I will guide you to where we are going. So follow me and don't let go.
いえ、こんな状態ではその。
Oh, easy. I start running without waiting for Saber's reply. I've been pretty clear with Saber, so no more being pathetic in front of her. For now, I just need to escort her to every place I can think of. Saber's hand in mine. I run through the crowd. Apparently Saber's given up resisting, as she just follows obediently. It is a little before 10 o'clock. We have 2 hours until lunchtime, so I'm going to make the most of that and really knock Saber's socks off. Those 2 hours were like a storm. First we tried a boutique I would normally never go to. Then we tried our hand at bowling, while I taught her the rules. I couldn't find the aquarium, but we fed birds at park. We visited an interesting antique shop that ended up being a lot of fun. And I maintain that not going to the movie theater was the right choice. Anyway, I spent the whole time taking her places as I figured a girl might like, and it was 2 hours of failure and defeat. However, I tried to spin it. The day wasn't really shaping up to be a date. It felt more like a battle to the death, in which the first person to give up loses. Das sieht aus wie ein Leuchtturm. Wherever I took Saber, she acted exactly like she always has done. Once in a while she would fall so quiet I would start worry if she was truly angry. Her lack of reaction made it clear she was not having fun, which pushed me to try even harder each time. And so I ran all around the city, desperate to make Saber smile, but noon came before I actually accomplished anything. And with Saber's reminder that it's lunchtime, I decided to take a short break, however. What is this place? I can't help but blurt it out as we sit down.
昼食なら川沿いの喫茶店がおすすめよ。
That was the only advice Tosaka gave me last night. So I did as she suggested, and picked this restaurant, but I never imagined it would be so pretentious. I take a look at the menu. Luckily, the menu has Japanese translation next to all its foreign text, so I can at least figure out what all the dishes are. The problem is that I've never even heard of any of these dishes, and the prices are outrageous. Where are we? On Mars or something? I have no idea what to order. I stare at the menu and growl. Shiro,
ここには昼食を取るために立ち寄ったのではないのですか?
Saber looks and sounds a little concerned. Yeah, but this is really not what I expected. I look up, and what I see is Saber looking like a cornered rabbit. Saber?
落ち着かないのなら、今だけでも屋敷に戻りましょう。シローが用意してくれるものの方が私は好みです。
Oh. Does it mean you want to go home?
いえ、屋敷に帰りたいわけではなくですね。 今日はひどく緊張したので普段より疲れてしまったのです。
Really? Oh, I thought about going back out after we had lunch and a bit of a break. But if you're tired, maybe we should take a longer break here.
まさかそのようなことはありません。疲れたというのは語弊がありました。正しくはですね。
Oh. Saber stops. Fortunately, I'm the only one who hears the faint squeak from her stomach. Oh, she could have just told me she was hungry.
申し訳ありません。つまり昼食は早めにしてもらえると助かるということです。
Cute. Got it. Yeah. It may not be interesting, but let's order whatever looks okay. Yeah, so we can get our food quick. It should be easy if a light snack is all we need. I order 2 things that seem like lunch dishes, and then we quickly eat. While I'm drinking my after-meal coffee, I start thinking about what to do in the afternoon. What I learned this morning is that physical stuff like bowling is no good. Saber is extremely competitive. That in itself is good, but Saber looks already draw enough attention, and when she gets like that, well, she stands out even more. After we finished the game, Saber got sulky because of all the tensions she drew. So we're going to avoid physical activities. Hey Saber, I'm going to ask you again, is there anywhere you want to go?
私にですか？いえ、特にはありません。私ではわかりませんから、このままシロにお任せします。
Oh. Saber lifts her teacup as she speaks. She ordered black tea to have after her meal, and it seems she enjoys its flavor. I hardly serve black tea at home, and even if I did, it would just be cheap tea bags. Saber must have not been satisfied with the drinks I've been serving at home, since it looks like she prefers black tea. Well, I should be more mindful about that starting tonight. Saber isn't doing much. She's just drinking her tea. She doesn't seem particularly happy, but she doesn't exactly look bored either. I guess she's just being Saber. As sunlight pours in through the window, Saber sits up straight, gracefully sipping from her teacup. It's the first time I've ever seen her do this, but it seems so natural, it's like I've seen it a million times before. I don't know why I'm thinking that. Saber at least as I know her, is always serious, only focused on wielding her sword, on fighting. Oh, I get it. It's only natural. I only think of her as a girl who takes up her sword. The moment she sets her sword aside, Saber's always calm and gentle. The scene doesn't feel new or unnatural to me because it's just her being who she is. No matter how skilled a swordsman she is, this is Saber, just being normal. Or wielding her sword isn't what makes her exceptional. I once thought, while I was dreaming, that she was suited for fighting. I don't think I'm wrong there. No matter how great her sword skills are, no matter how many battlefields she has been on, as long as she was really herself, she couldn't have found the battlefield a comfortable place to be. That's why this is how it's supposed to be. Saber is not wielding a sword. She is just resting and unwinding. She belongs in this serene setting. Nothing changes in the afternoon. I take her to every shop I can think of, and Saber follows quietly. At least it's not as awkward as earlier in the morning. Either I'm getting used to the situation or Saber has given up. She is still quiet, but the more I watch her, the more I notice she looks either angry or not angry, which is really confusing. Whenever I see Saber coming out of a store looking excited, I feel the sense of accomplishment. It really makes me happy. Then, after a careful consideration of what Saber might like, Yay, plushies! I'm not certain, but I determine this is the shop most likely to please Saber. Saber stands in front of the store, mouth agape. I'm not sure if her shoulders are turning because she's angry or excited. I just can't tell.
シロ、ここは
Here, this is the biggest stuffed animal shop in town. I've never been here, since men aren't allowed. Obviously, it's not that men aren't allowed in the store. It's just that most of the customer base are girls, so there's this unspoken rule about men not going inside. Besides, there are only girls in the store right now. Saber with her beautiful blonde hair is drawing attention while I'm drawing glares from being a guy. They must all be trying to keep me out of their sanctuary. And I can't agree more. Even I don't think guys should be in a store like this. Well, we've come all the way here, so don't hold back. Let's take a look around. Do you have a favorite anime, Saber?
その主に獅子やヒョウなどは愛らしいと思っているのですがおかしいでしょうか
I find myself turning away and fighting not to laugh. I'm not sure why Saber liking lions is strange.
シロ、今の行為は不自然です。何か言われのない怒りを覚えるのですが私の気のせいでしょうか
Oh yeah. No, sorry. I couldn't help but laugh. A lion is just so perfect for you.
人の趣味を笑うのは良くないことです、シロ。それにライオンも悪くありません。
And I said I'm sorry. To make it up to you, I will take you somewhere good, so don't get mad. I tried to fight down my laugh and walked into the store. Let's see. Looks like animal stuffed toys are over there. And it takes about an hour to get from one end to the store, from one end of the store to the other. I watch in silence as Saber stares at the stuffed animals while I worry about the dozens or so sets of prying eyes staring at me from around the store. I've never been so exhausted in my life as I am today. The terrifying thing is that we've only made it through half of the store. Saber frequently is paralyzed. That is, she often stops and stares at the stuffed animal. Even after all this time, we are only halfway through the store. Saber seems very interested in the other half of the store, so I will guess I will just hang around while she does what she wants here.
シロ、どうしたのです、ため息をついて。歩き通して疲れてしまったとか。
Yeah, I'm just a little tired. I usually don't get tired so easily, but today is special. I guess I should be careful about doing things I'm not used to doing. I heave a sigh. I don't mind people staring at us when we are just walking around, but I'm uncomfortable with it when we are in this girly shop. When you are mentally drained, the first part of your body that feels it is your legs. What about you, Saber? This must be your first time in a store like this. Let me know if you get tired.
確かに私も落ち着きませんが、シロの方が居心地が悪そうです。ここだけではなく、先ほどの店もその前の店でもそうでした。
Gehört in a Schwertshop.
まさかとは思うのですが、シロは自分で行きたくない場所を選んでいるのではないですか
Suddenly, those words dispel all the worries and mental exhaustion I felt earlier. Yeah, honestly, I might have chosen a bunch of places I wouldn't normally go.
やはりどうかしています、シロ。慣れないと分かっていて、なぜこのような場所ばかり選ぶのです。それではあなたが。
It's the sort of place girls like, right? I was the one who made you come out with me, and it's your day. Oh. Besides, it's not so bad. Since you're with me, I'm with a beautiful girl, so I don't look completely out of place. All the stares directed at me aside.
何をバカな。武装していなくても私はサーバントです。いかに非戦闘時だからといって私を女性扱いする必要はありません。普段通りサーバントとして扱ってください。
Oh. You're the one being absurd. You are a girl. I'm not trying to treat you differently today, unless you feel like I am. She is bewildered. Saber's mouth hangs open, as if she is only just now realizing it.
いえ、同 じです。あなたはいつも通りのシローでした。
See, no need to worry about me. So let's keep going. If we're going to buy your favorite thing in here, we still have to see the other half of the store. I take Saber's hand. She offers no objection as I tuck her along.
そうでした。初めからそうだったのに、今になって気がつくなんて。
She murmurs to herself, sounding dazed. Und ich würde dann sagen, an dem Punkt beende ich dann hier auch diese Folge. Vielen Dank fürs Zuschauen und bis zum nächsten Mal. Ciao!